for the Agony. So going through regret, going through all the Trucker Logic stuff, I was feeling pretty low. Gats comes here. We were talking about 73 Lounge for a long time. Finally, Gats was here. Finally, 73 Lounge was here. We could shut up all the haters, right? Shut them up. We're like, we did it. We pulled it off. And Gats was it was a fun time. It was a fun time. I absolutely had a blast. However, I saw some of the backstabbing behind the scenes by just a few people that really turned me off of the whole gotta get sponsors, all this kind of stuff. Sponsors are great, a little extra money if you do it for the right reasons, but backstabbing and lying to get your way was not on my agenda. And I was so disappointed to see how some of the attitudes were when it came to getting sponsors and what levels people would do to get those sponsors, what they would do to others to get ahead. Totally a turnoff. Will and I, our great friendship that we had, all the trust that we had in each other, that I had in him, all went away. It all went away. Made a Patreon video, and in that video I talked about how much I regretted coming to Traveloko. I regretted it not so much because of Traveloko, but because of myself. That I came to Traveloko for the wrong reasons. Not to drive a truck or own a truck and all that, but because I had a really good friend that I liked, that I thought had my best interest in mind, you know, trying to say, hey man, this is be a good deal for you, right? It's like, you know, when you got a good friend tells you, hey, I think you should do this, I think it'd be good for you, you listen. And that's what I did. I listened to him. I trusted him. Well, I found out a lot of things, and it was bad. It was bad stuff. And I was kicking myself. My wife and I, the house, the home life was getting bad. Because the bills were coming, you know, and the rates were low at that point. And that Patreon video opened up a lot of eyes to what I actually thought inside. Obviously there was some retaliation there. During this time there was a lot of harassment from Will, and I've had to change my number. I've got my 4th cell phone number. And during this time, I told Eddie this, and nothing really was being done about it. Nothing was really being done about it, and it was pretty aggravating. I applied at different companies. Rates were starting to come back up. After the show, rates were coming back up. As a matter of fact, I hit some of my best numbers after the show. But still, did not change the fact that I was absolutely miserable. I was absolutely miserable, and I was applying at other places. I applied at one place, and they had called. They had called Traveloko to verify my employment, and then I got a nasty gram, fearing that I was just going to abandon the truck where I was at. I remember where I was. I was in South Carolina. No, I wasn't in South Carolina. I was in Virginia. I was in Virginia. And I was like, can I not apply somewhere without some sort of retaliation? It's like, I just want to move on. And I vowed that I was not going to make a change. I was not going to make a change before the cruise. At this time, got a lot of harassment, not directly from Will, but through Will's, people. Will was mad at me, still is, and I get it. I understand the reason why, but it's like, it was getting really childish, things that he would do. And I just wanted to leave, man. I just wanted to leave. My home life sucked. My wife and I were so distant from each other. We were so distant. Still, we are so distant. Because of me being gone a lot, my mind being in other places because I'm always on guard. And I'm like, my wife and I love my wife to death. And I've always done everything family first. Always done everything family first. And during this time, it was just so tough to be the family guy, to be on guard, to protect everything that I, worked for. People taking shots at me from all around. It was a difficult time. It really was. I don't care how good the money was. I brought in, a $10,500 gross revenue to the company. That was before my cut. That was some of the best money I've ever made. Best money. Brought home a $5,000 check. But, dude, that money that I made, I was still miserable. I was depressed. I was like, man, these past, 5-6 months were so wasted. Money was great, but money's not everything when you're miserable and depressed and you're feeling bad and you miss the house, you miss your wife, you miss your kids, you want to be there for them, and you're out having to make money. Got a cruise coming up and I'm having to bust my tail for that. And you got people coming at you, telling people lies and everything, making up crap. It was horrible freaking time. Why would people do that? It all dates back to the truck show. I think there was a lot of jealousy from other people. And I just think that it was just such a bad time. It was a bad time. And if I had everything to do all over again, I would have not left Bellaflor. I just would not leave Bellaflor. Nothing against Traveloko. Just want to put that out there. It's not about Traveloko's evil. Are there some things, are they perfect? Absolutely not. But, they are not a 501c3 company either. I understand they got to make their money. And I'm all about that. Make your money. There's guys over here that make money. And I support them. But for me, it's so much different. So much different. I've always had the goal. Remember the first video I made, part 1. I said, man, if I could spend less time out in the truck because of recruiting and sponsors, that'd be my goal. At that, nothing's written on the side of my trailer. And the recruiting, well, I stopped recruiting for them when I thought I was getting really uncomfortable. I was not going to recruit for, for the company that I wanted to leave. So, we go on a cruise. My wife and I go on a cruise. Some friends, some trucking friends. And we had a blast. We had a blast, my wife and I. But there was still there was still that elephant in the room, and it was Traveloko. Because I know when I get back off this cruise ship, I have to go directly back to work. One of the last nights we were there on the cruise, Mike Holden and his wife and me and my wife, we were sitting there. I don't know if we were in the, I think we were in the comedy club. And we were just sitting there talking. One of my rules when I'm on a cruise ship is not talk about work, but we got to talking about work. And I talked about how I miss freaking being at home and having a regular routine. And I miss it. And I said, when I get off this ship, I'm going to start pressing hard to get out of Traveloko and become a company driver and find a place where I can have a routine, have a place where I don't feel like I'm not wanted or that I'm being bullied by other drivers and is allowed to happen or harassed. And when I told Mike that, I was sitting there telling Mike that, I looked over at my wife. When I told Mike that, I said, you know, when I get off this ship, I'm going to start pressing and make a change. I got off, I looked over here, I looked at my wife when I said that, and I saw the biggest freaking smile on her face. And I just saw it in her eyes that that's what she wanted to hear. So, why am I leaving Traveloko? Is it because of Will? A great deal. Is it because of Traveloko and some of their practices? A great deal. Is it because I need to get my family life back, where my wife and I are best friends? That is the #1 reason why I'm leaving Traveloko. Is where I could go to a company where I feel like I have some sort of importance, but I also could go home and not have any stress like I would have over here at Traveloko. Will there be stresses on the road? Absolutely. But the kinds of stresses and the situations that I've been in the last several months have been through the roof. Yes, make a lot of money over here at Traveloko. And if it's for you, sign the dotted line. But for me, it's more than that. So, I'm leaving part 4. We got part 5 is next. I just want y'all to understand that I know a lot of y'all have been disappointed because y'all expected better out of me. And to you I say, I'm sorry. I'm leaving Traveloko on good terms. And I wish all the Traveloko drivers the best of luck, including Will, including the owners, everybody involved. I don't want to see any of y'all fail. I want to see y'all make a lot of money, pay off your trucks, get your own authority, do whatever. I want to see y'all do the best. The next video is called The Leaving. Be sure you watch it. See what's up, see what's next. Talk to y'all later. 73.